Good evening, everyone. On behalf of ISRO Space Tutor and Kalam's Institute of Youth Excellence, I extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to all our learners, dreamers, and future explorers joining us today. I am Deepshika from Guru Nanak Institution's Technical Campus, and I'm glad to be your host for Lecture-5 of Aryabhata Space Utsav, a year-long online lecture series aimed to bring the marvelous of space science right to your screens. This series was started to honor Aryabhata, India's first satellite, and to spark scientific curiosity among students and educators nationwide. Our theme is Space is the Next Best Thing. Let's explore it. And today we continue our journey with a very special session. For those who are very new to us, Kalam's Institute of Youth Excellence is a non-profit organization that carry forward the vision and mission of our Dr. Beloved APJ Abdul Kalam. Our goal is to inspire and guide young minds, help them grow their skills, and prepare them for a bright future. KIYE is an organization leading by the students for the students. KIYE has been organizing various flagship programs and initiatives to reach every corner of India. This Aryabhatta Swarna Jayanti Space Utsav is one such initiative organized to commemorate 50 years of India's first satellite Aryabhatta and to inspire young minds towards space research and exploration, where you can interact with our guests through Q&A session. Let us now take a quick look at a short audiovisual presentation that showcases the vision, achievements, and impact of KIYE. Now the video starts.
एक जश्न है भारत रग रग में है जीत की आदत ऐसा हुनर दुश्मन की सलामी दे तू सूरज हम तेरे उजाले तुझसे जुदा नहीं होने वाले आखिर तक हम सफर तिरंगे के चेहरे जो नस नस में है हर बाजी फिर बस में है इंसान के हिंदुस्तान बोले Kalam Sufalam, Aryabhata Kalam, Shamalam, Vande Mataram. Kalam Sufalam, Aryabhata Kalam, Shamalam, Vande Mataram. Nahi zameen aasmanon mein ही मुमकिन है दो जहानों में जज्बे इरादे और ये जुनून बनते हैं दिल के कारखानों में पहुंच गए अंबर से आगे धरती से फिर भी बंधे हैं धागे धरती वतन की मिट्टी से जुड़ के जय हिंद जो नस नस में है हर बाजी फिर बस में है जिद ठानेंगे हिंदुस्तान बोले सुजलाम सुफलाम अयजशी कलाम सत्य श्यामलाम वंदे मातरम सुजलाम सुफलाम अयजशी कलाम सत्य श्यामलाम वंदे मातरम.
That was a memory recalling video of KIYE. Now, to give us a deeper understanding of KIYE and its mission, I now invite our passionate student leader, Miss Manasa, to share few words about KIYE. Manasa, the mic is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I am Manasa, and I feel truly honored to begin by acknowledging and thanking our esteemed speaker for Aryabhata Space Utsav Lecture-5, Mr. N. Sudheer Kumar, sir. Being a part of Kalam's Institute of Youth Excellence has been a truly wonderful journey for me. Through my role as a student coordinator, I have gained and enhanced many important skills such as time management, leadership, communication, and teamwork. I have the privilege of being involved in KIY's flagship programs like Inspire India, have given me chance to work closely with inspiring individuals and contribute to meaningful events. And one of the most memorable moments of my journey was meeting and interacting with Dr. Satish Reddy sir, which motivated me to dream bigger and work harder. I have also been fortunate to visit prestigious organizations such as NRSC and DYSL during industrial visits, and I gained real world knowledge exposure to space and technology. In fact, securing a student internship at DYSL has been one of my proudest achievements. Overall, my journey as a student coordinator with KIYE has been enriching, inspiring, and filled with memorable experiences. I am deeply thankful for all learning and opportunities I have received here. Thank you for everyone for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mansa, for that inspiring introduction. Now let us take a look onto the video of Miss Drakshi sharing her experience in KIYE. Now the video starts.
Excited to share my journey with KIYE Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence. From being an audience member to becoming a student coordinator, KIYE has helped me learn, build confidence, and develop teamwork skills. I have even met inspiring personalities like ISRO chairman Somnath sir. What I love about KIYE is its focus on personal growth and nation building. We are working to strengthen India's defense and make a positive impact. If you are looking for a platform to unlock your potential and become a leader, join KIYE, hurry up and be a part of something amazing.
That was a motivating video by Miss Drakshi. Now comes the highlight of today's event, the moment we all have been waiting for. It gives me immense pride to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. N. Sudheer Kumar ji, a highly respected professional in the field of space and engineering. He graduated in mechanical engineering and completed his post graduation in industrial engineering. He began his career at Tata Steel, where he worked for 6 years, implementing various quality systems and projects. In the year 2000, he joined ISRO and played key roles in some of the India's most important space projects, such as building Asia's largest solid rock propellant plant, setting up advanced machines control centers, and developing facilities for the GSLV Mk3 project. He has also led major projects like the second vehicle assembly building, the largest rocket integration facility at ISRO. With over 22 years of experience working closely with the space industry, he has also represented ISRO internationally, attending the Space Studies program at the International Space University, Austria. Mr. Sudheer Kumar ji has served as the director at ISRO headquarters and as the public relational officer of ISRO, contributing greatly to research collaborations, industry partnerships, startups, technology transfer, and outreach activities. We are truly privileged to have such an inspiring personality with us today. Sir, the virtual stage is all yours. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thanks for KIYE for inviting me to share a couple of thoughts with you. And today being a holiday, I don't know how many of you taken trouble in getting connected virtually. I'm happy at least Aryabhata, you started the words with Aryabhata, Kalam. One girl has projected Somnath's testimony, which who is my boss before before assuming this particular charge. Okay, I'm very happy that all girl children is taking lead, and you are speaking about the career, the interest in space, as well as projecting something, expecting something from me, to know something more. Okay. So with that, probably I think I may go to some slide share so that what I'm talking would be in sync with the visuals. Okay. I'm just put the, just confirm to me whether you are able to see the presentation. Hope you are seeing the presentation. Can someone confirm to me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. See the space so far for 50 to 60 years, The space has been very secluded area where very what we call elite organizations or elite countries only will have an access, and they only know this technology. That's what the apprehension was, and people think that is very costly affair. People should have one industries or industry. The nations should have only capability of building rockets, big rockets, not even small rockets, big satellites. They only do something which is not known to the common public, and it is a very high-end technology where usually people will not understand. That was the notion all along for maybe 5 to 6 decades. But of late, the 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 changing scenarios, especially today, the situation if you see, people are fighting for economic wars, protecting sovereignty. You are seeing just now today an important meeting was concluded between two what you call gigantic nations of the world. Natural resources we have been fighting for oil, etc., etc. Natural resources, go gases, etc. And minerals. There is an exploration of these minerals across the globe, and without telling anything, people are fighting for it. So all these things are creating one side pressure to the nations, and at the same time they are creating some kind of havoc, I should say, which is causing hazard to the normal life. That could be emissions, industrial waste, global warming, exploitation of fuel, pollution, depletion, forest fires, deforestation. So these are all social problems which probably in our generation we never thought of. But today's generation, if you wanted to have a peaceful life, maybe for your all kids of 20 years, around 20 to 22 years, but if you have to live for next 40 to 45 years, it is everyone's of your responsibility to protect all these things for comfortable survival of your own life. Where the solutions are, the space could be one choice. In addition to that one, lot of cyber issues are there. So for all these things, if you see which technology or which is the where is the solution, you find space as an obvious solution. At least if not, the space technology is not resolving the problems, but it will enable to resolve the problems. So that is why the space applications, whether it is a civil domain where you have to protect your own assets, you have to protect your own environment, you have to protect your own crops, resources, or strategic applications like warfare, the space is becoming a fourth dimension. That's what people say, to protect yourself and to safeguard your interests and to sustain. So, for sustainability, the space technology is becoming inevitable. Fine. So, when the space people say that when it is inevitable, obviously anybody will survive or anybody will look for some kind of revenues or some kind of business or some kind of value generation. If you see the space domain, it is not alone the rockets and satellites which are contributing to around less than 15%, but it is the applications. Basically, the applications are enormous amount of applications are there, be it earth observation or communication, whatever the mobile phones that you are using, banking transactions or your entertainment or nowadays the connectivity, because we are sitting in India and doing the transactions for the entire globe. So the connectivity, all these things require satellite navigation. Navigation, whether you order on Zomato or you wanted to go anywhere, you want to locate a plane or you want to locate a train or you want to locate your own car, the navigation means. Of course, in addition to that one, earth observation, anyhow, it is there to assess your food security, to agricultural produce, to distribute between two geographical parts of the globe. So these are all the applications which will basically contribute to the 70% of the revenue. That's why he always says that the people who have been graduating, whether it is an agricultural scientist or a veterinary scientist or a engineer or a doctor. Nowadays, doctor also getting lots of opportunities in the space in terms of biological experiments and human space. Okay, so if you see the space economy, this is the potential which will motivate the people to get into the space as a career. So the projection says that by 2040, it is going to 1 trillion. 1 trillion means 1 into 9 zeros into, if you put around 86 rupees, that is a conversion rate, draw dollars I'm talking about, that much would be the global revenue that is forecast is going. Even as an Indian students or Indian entrepreneurs, if you pick up 1% of it on a very conservative basis, it will run into thousands of crores. Okay, that is the motivation factor. Okay, I am skipping all these sites because this only shows that lot of potential is there for building the career. So if you see different what is the space without a rocket, people will never get attracted to the space. But the older generations, how the space, how the rockets would be, and the new generation rockets, there is a lot of difference. In the last 4 or 5 years, lots of changes have come. Earlier, there used to be small rockets, or maximum rocket would be which will carry 4 tons. But now the rockets we have, which will carry even 100 tons to the deep space. And earlier, never we used to have a small rocket. Now lots of new small rockets are coming up. There is the old rockets are getting phased out, and the new rockets are coming into the place. Private, lots of in this one, if you see, almost all are private rockets. Okay, though private agencies are taking lead in building and launching satellites. Almost every country they have a launch vehicle. Earlier, only 4 or 5 countries used to have launch capability. Whereas, if you see now, keeping apart the USA, Russia, China, Japan, many of the new countries, they are now coming and building the rockets, their own rockets, and launching rockets. If you come to the satellite market, conventionally there used to be only one satellite which is sitting in the geostationary orbit. Now a new paradigm has come, which is constellation, we call it as. Earlier, we used to think our mobile phones are getting connected from the geospatial platform or geospatial geosynchronous orbit, which is 36,000 kilometers away from the Earth. Now you are seeing constellation of big constellations are coming, which will give you high throughput, high bandwidth, and low latency broadband, which is enabling even to transfer huge videos, huge data across the network with much security. So this is what the transformation that is happening across the globe, and this has created affordability. Affordability means earlier satellite means each satellite would be costing around 500 crores or 800 crores. Many small players never afford to even venture into or think of launching a satellite or launch vehicle. Today, a smart startup which is hardly 2 to 3 years of experience with investments, they are launching the satellites. So the global shift change is there in the entire space domain. Whereas when the small companies are launching rockets, what the big companies are doing, they are becoming instead they are becoming consortiums or they are becoming joint ventures to launch big satellites, to launch let us say big missions to explore other planets, asteroids, deep space mining, etc., etc. Lots of new ventures are coming out, and new domains are being explored. So this is how the new space world is now getting transformed. See, when it comes to the technology, probably all of you, if you are engineering students, you will be reading such kind of concepts one way or other in your curriculum. The new concepts are being coming out of which the small satellites is one kind of thing. So miniaturization. Now earlier, a big boards, PCBs, what we call hardware used to be realized for building the electronic systems and satellites. Now miniaturization has come out. The entire big panel of 400 by 400 is now shrinking to just 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. This is called nanotechnologies. These are all called miniaturization, miniaturization, nano avionics. Such kind of new concepts are coming. The semiconductor industry has exploited the technology like anything. Whatever you see, like a big board, it is coming in a just what you call just 1 kind of magnitude. It is getting shrink. Mega constellations, because the constellation means a group of satellites which will be put it in the orbit. They will talk to each other. They will talk to the ground station, and they will have inter-satellite, let us say, communication if required, and they will talk to each other and they will optimize. So this will enable even one country sitting today, let us say India, they wanted to get some data from other part of the globe. Earlier, the ground system they used to get the data downlinking, and after that, maybe wired or through some internet, we used to transform the data. Because of this constellation, what had happened, you need not have the ground stations. The satellite to satellite, the data will be transformed. Even without much ground stations, many ground stations, you are able to manage the data transmission. IoT. Now, earlier, a small internet on things are possible only in the local, let's say, area. Now, because of the satellites, you are able to do entire management. On the other day, when I was attending the conference, one Singapore guy was presenting, he was able to operate his own, let us say, satellite from
Hello everyone, sorry for the interruption. We are experiencing some technical difficulties with our speaker's internet connection. We'll do our best to resolve the issue as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience.
Is it okay? I'm audible. I don't
Yes.
know where. I'm sorry because of this UPS. I think power would have gone. I'm sorry because I'll now switch so go back to the presentation. I don't know. Somebody has to help me where I have stopped. Where rather you stopped hearing. Is it okay? From this, can I start back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I was talking about the technologies, lots of technologies, new technologies. Is it covered?
Yes, sir. Satellite formations was completed.
Okay, fine, fine. So these new technologies have created lots of opportunities for the people, but only the requirement is when you are reading these technologies, you'll be reading these technologies just for understanding purpose. My suggestion to you is you link each and every technology where these technologies are going to be used. See, space, it is not that alone the communication or your instrumentation or your let's say chemical engineering will be useful only on a standalone basis. It is a bundle of the entire thing. Let us say if you are working on a satellite communication, you require hardware, you require instrumentation, you require communication, you require RF. Every technology will be embedded into that requirement. So that is why a group of understanding, a group of technologies is very essential for the space. And each and everything, let us say artificial intelligence, generally people will be talking artificial intelligence, but where this artificial intelligence will be utilized to optimize the data. Example I'm telling you, well, let us say you are scanning, a satellite is scanning the entire globe. In that one you have to understand how actually an agricultural pattern is of India is going to be, and for last 10 years how it would be, and for next let us say this year how the prediction would be. It is not possible to process the images which are running into terabytes of data using the manual computer and manual logic. So you have to find out some algorithms which these terabytes of data will be analyzed, put it into computer, maybe cloud computing or anything, and they will process it using very advanced, let us say, algorithms and give you a solution. So the artificial intelligence or deep learning or machine learning techniques, how actually they will be utilized or they will be put into use in the space technology. This is your quest. You have to discuss with your professors and you have to find out where exactly this technology we can make it applicable. Then your career building, because then you'll become a specialist and you will be when you approach any employer, if you tell that I have done this particular exercise project or something like that in artificial intelligence, in the image processing of satellite data processing for identifying a particular crop, let us say a seasonal crop or a rare crop is there. Using this technique, I have analyzed and found out this particular rare crop is being produced or is being cultivated across the country. If you tell specifically in this language, then people will understand, oh, you are not a generalist, you are a specificist, and your capability will be rated and hired accordingly. Hardware trends. So when it comes to the software, hardware also lot many changes are happening. A small, as I was telling you earlier, the miniaturization, VVLSI, very large integrated circuits, MEMS, nanotechnologies, sensors, FPGAs, a big package which ultimately gives you a logic is being converted as a small ASIC, application specific integrated chips, and you are replacing a big box. Let's say a computer is there, the laptop is there, that laptop can be converted into a small chip. I'm just telling you for understanding purpose. That much big hardware can be converted into a small chip of hardly 2 centimeters by 1 centimeter. Thin film technologies. These thin film technologies, whatever you are able to do using a hardboard, you can just put it as a film and paste it with a sticker to any product so that you can track that one, or you can put an RFID, you can use it for your vehicle tracking, you can use it for pet tracking, anything. So these are all the technologies, that transformation is happening across the globe. It is very important for you to understand how this technology, semiconductor industry, those who are electronics people attending, you have to have some kind of idea how the semiconductor industry or technologies are getting transformed, how many sensors that are required. Entire thing is becoming automated, and automation is good for everything as long as it is put into operation for a constructive purpose. The sensor, there are 1 million types of sensors that are required to have your life sophisticated, not only for let's say space technology, for your regular life. So this is what I'm telling to, even for atmosphere, for everything, it is sensor based. If you wanted to go to travel comfortably without any accident, your car should have a sensor. If you want to reach a place, you should have a sensor. Even to operate your own, let us say, geyser in your own house, which will be operated by IoT, it requires sensor. Everywhere, if you want to control your water flow, it requires a sensor. If you want to control some kind of, let us say, your own house lighting or AC or your own amenities, it requires sensors. The sensor technology is becoming order of the day, and those who have got technologies in the sensors, they're going to rule the roast. So these are all the trends that advanced satellites are having. I'll just pass something about ISRO also, because I'm talking about ISRO. It's very good because it is a National Space Day week, Space Day week, Space Day week, Space Day, even though we observe on 23rd. We propose to celebrate this entire thing for a week. You know, the Chandrayaan 3, which is a marvelous, marvelous mission which India has gifted to the Indians, ISRO has gifted to the Indians, when other countries are not able to reach the South Pole in first attempt. Why I am calling first attempt is, the Chandrayaan 2 is a great success. Maybe last minute, not a success, I should say, but it has given an enormous amount of information about the moon, which has enabled Chandrayaan 3 in the to reach the south, to reach the near South Pole. Okay, that being observed as National Space Day, I'm very happy that you people are organizing seminars to increase the awareness about the National Space Day and the achievements of ISRO. And we have very good missions like Aditya, which we should know about Sun, because Sun is the natural source of energy for Earth. So when Sun behaves abnormally, we should know well in advance what kind of unwanted flares it is throwing to protect our space assets. Not only space assets, now as the sophistication is increasing, we have to protect ourselves and from the magnetic fields and sun flares of the thing. For that one, Aditya mission we have, and we have lined up. India has lined up several interplanetary missions like Mars, Juno, that Jupiter missions, and other missions. So lots of technological advancements are happening in India. So what I suggest you please follow up these missions, carry out your own studies in your colleges. You discuss, deliberate on different missions, how actually the deep space have to be executed. By the time maybe another 10 to 15 years down the line, when you become really an experienced guy, you, one of you or some of you or all of you, may get exposed to these technologies. So a second leap is starting, that is Gaganyaan. Gaganyaan means today we do not know in the microgravity what kind of advancements can happen. All of a sudden, when there is only one international space station which will be shared by many countries, it was there. But now all of a sudden we are seeing so many international stations. Blue Origin is coming up, then Voyager Space is coming up, Narrow and Lockheed Martin, they are coming up with one station. Then Axiom Space is also coming up with a station. Incidentally, it has tied up with us. So what we do in the international space stations, what kind of research that we can do, whether it is biological research or agricultural research or materials research or communication research. There are enormous amount of technologies that we can prove in the microgravity and bring back to earth, so that in which passion or in which fashion we can advance our own technologies. For these experiments we should have our own antariksha station. That's what we are going to do. Maybe 2037 or 20 couple of years later, we are going to have one module which will be based on the cooperation we will extend. For that, new technologies are required. How actually people go there and stay for a long time, how the biological action should be, how their food would be, how their breathing would be, how their anatomical the exercises and other things would be. This is a new technology we are exploring. And more to that one, even initial things like docking, when some object goes there to a house, how actually this will reach your house, how you knock the door, how it is not a house on the earth, you know. So this docking mechanism is very important mechanism which will cater to many space applications, whether it is refueling or it is debris management or it is ISS. This we have already demonstrated it in the last SpaceX mission, and this has to be commercialized, and many more industries have to come out, and you people have to start working, understanding, and working on these docking systems. Microgravity experiments, I was telling you, so many in the physics, in the materials research, plant sciences. Okay, everywhere the microgravity experiments play a big role. So, how actually, what kind of experiments that we can do? Every experiment to conceive and implement every experiment takes 2 to 3 years or 4 years. You can be an agricultural scientist, or you can be a doctor, or you can be a microbial the analyst, or you can be anybody. You find an application in the space, provided if you understand the requirement and if you put your effort to identify an experiment in the space, so that it will give you revenue, and it will give you definitely an advantage of the employment. Okay. And more important, the third dimension of it is creating something, and washing something is another big business or another technology. Now, as we are doing more and more space research and putting more number of satellites into the orbit is also getting congested, and you have to clean it up properly. You just see an object in 500 or 600 kilometers. If it has to come to atmosphere, maybe around 250, 200 to 250 kilometers, it takes more than 2 years. After it becomes dead. So that means if you say 1,000 kilometers orbit, if any object is there to come to atmosphere, because when it comes to the atmosphere, because of the drag and heat, it will get burnt. Okay, it will vanish. But a satellite in 1,000 kilometers orbit, if it has to come to 200 kilometers, it takes decades. So till such time, it will be a dead article or particle which is moving in its own way, which may create damage and which create harm to the active satellites. So the debris management is also another very important aspect, that we should clean our space time to time, and we should make our satellites very safer. This is another, let us say, domain on its own. It is growing, and it has got huge amount of technologies, whether it is a laser technology or it is nets or robotics. These are all new technologies the world is experimenting, where you find lots of opportunities in the areas also. Okay, lasers and other things. See, ultimately what happens when you complete all your experiments and your basic level of education, whether you wanted to build your career, or you wanted to go for education, or you want to go for a job. See, every year there are millions of students are coming out. Creating a job and getting settling a job is now becoming is not so easy. Now government is encouraging the young startups, young students, and funds are available. Enormous amounts of funds are available for you to become entrepreneurs, to start your own journey. But I'm sincerely suggesting all of you, you start thinking of becoming an entrepreneur in your second year of engineering. If you start thinking in your second year of engineering, third year you will conceive. By the time you come to become fourth year, you will come up with an entrepreneurial idea and start making. We want you every year at least 500 to 200 new startups have to grow, and you don't have to put your fingers in all bowls, and that is not the correct thing. Identify one area, excel it, and create your product report or the project report very concise in manner. Go to incubation centers. There are a number of incubation centers are around. Go around and conceive your idea. Give a prototype for that idea and make a product. So this is the cycle that you have to go through. Many let us say people are getting guided in ISRO also. Lots of mentors are available online, and I hope that some of you or all of you, those who are not pursuing your higher education and those who do not get the jobs in either government or private, I hope that all of you should become one day or other entrepreneurs, and you should be self-sustained. And the map, if you say, this is enormous, only you are seeing not even tip of the iceberg, even 1/100th of the tip of the iceberg, only you are seeing in the space. Ultimately, all of you have to grow in your own area, and the revenues are enormous. The geo information systems alone, if you take, the projection is 4,000 million they are projecting, and 400 million is the Indian revenue projection. Okay, so you need to do some homework. Please come out with your own, let us say, proposals, and the market, and this JS market I was projecting is a 40 thousands of crores is the Indian GIS market. Even if you find 1,000th of it, you will become a crorepati. Okay, so I wish you all the best for these new technologies that you commit out. These are all the new technologies. Okay, I wish you all the best for you. You please keep on quest, keep on searching for the opportunities, and keep on what you call interacting with the intellectuals, and keep growing and try to understand many things. It is not possible for anybody to cover in within half an hour, but with this, if you start exploring, definitely one day or other you will become really a true entrepreneur, and you'll find your own problems, social problems around you. You need not have to go to America or Canada or Japan or Germany. No, not required at all. You can be in your own village or in your own hometown and find technological solutions for your problems around you, whether it is a pollution or whether it is a water problem or whether it is even to put a bore in your own house. The satellite technology is available. If you find where exactly the water logging is happening and how to avoid floods or how to avoid, space technology is there to support your own agriculture, your own uncles, your own chachas. If you apply smart agriculture using the satellite technology, the productivity will be increased by 3 times, not 1 or 2 times. You please try out all these things, whether you are a villager or you are staying in taluk or district. These technologies will be put into use for economic growth as well as for technology upgradation. Okay, I'm very thankful to you. I'll be happy if some questions are there from your side.
Thank you so much, sir, for that inspiring session. We now open the floor for a short Q&A session. If you have any questions, please drop them in the YouTube live chat and we'll address a few questions right now. I request our guest, Mr. Sudheer Kumar ji, to have few questions from our viewers.
Yeah.
Sir, the first question is from my side. I am Deepshika from Guru Nanak Institutions. I am pursuing final year at Electronics Communication Engineering, sir. My question is, sir, how did your experience at Tata Steel help you in ISRO's large scale projects?
Okay. So it's a very see Tata Steel. I used to have some kind of capital optimization, capacity optimization, some kind of manpower planning, such kind of things. Because incidentally, I was you have seen, you have read nicely my biodata. Because the largest projects I have realized. Okay. So really, Tata Steel, when we have done huge number of projects, that how project management techniques and the I should say scientific management. See, many people, you are in BTech, you should have a subject on something like that, industrial management, something like that. I don't know whether nowadays it is there or not. I do not know. When we studied 40 years, 35 years back, we used to have that subject. Okay, in that scientific management is one topic used to be there. Okay, that scientific management means constructive way of attending the problems and finding a constructive solutions. Okay, this is a project management technique. Really, my Tata Steel 6 years of my working, because I have completed almost 32 years of industry experience, both in private and government. Okay, so I have implemented the scientific management techniques and got benefited and implemented the projects well in time.
Sir, sir, I
Yes.
am Nihal of grade 7, sir. I am from Hyderabad of Sri Vidyarani International School, sir.
Okay.
Sir, like I'm interested in to becoming a space scientist in ISRO, sir. Like, how
Okay.
can I pursue my higher education, sir?
First is, to get a lottery, you should buy a lottery ticket. Okay. So okay, to become eligible as per government norms, first you should complete your education, attain a certificate. Because for any employment, you should get a certificate. But when you get a certificate with the passion, okay, obviously there is you are in seventh class. No, you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, seventh means another 5 years to become intermediate and another 4 years to become to complete. So 5 plus 4, 9 years. Please, today job is to concentrate on education sincerely. Don't look at mobile. If you want mission, whether it is a small rocket mission or big rocket mission, you have to have a complete idea about the entire structure. First is structure, structure optimization, structural analysis, when it is undergoing the aerodynamic loads, when it is being fired, or when it is going into the transonic region, or the domain knowledge. These are all the three knowledges for any organization you require. Behavioral is something like that, which is individual to individual. The functional knowledge is only will come when you start working, and the domain skills. If you understand the functional requirements of any object or any product, you are halfway through. Then, if a specification is there, somebody has said the finish should be 2 microns or 3 microns. The flatness should be, let's say, plus or minus 2 mm over a span of 2 meters. Control or quality inspection. But after spoiling the job, even if you measure it and